Hello everyone, it's April again. Yay! If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate you and welcome to Dragons and Dresses Craftorium. Craftorium is a made-up word, by the way, because I do all sorts of crafts. I encourage all sorts of crafts, and we have a live every Sunday at 2 p.m. unless otherwise stated in the comment section on this channel. So maybe if you're enjoying what you see here today, you might just decide to, hey, become a member. Hey, it is free. I started my free subscriptions the day I started YouTube again. So, but if you're not and you're an OG or an OS, I guess you would call it, original subscriber, I want to thank you for coming back and joining us and staying with us for the crazy ride that we're on. And don't forget to comment, like, and share at the bottom or throughout the video or however you want to do it. It's completely up to you because I am rambling now. But we're going to get into it today. I have my Boowan Nicole mold that I ordered. I opened two sides of it already, but I did not open the last part, which, where's my knife? There it is. Oh, wrong side. I wanted to open it with you. And I did get this one from Amazon, but you can go to Boowan Nicole and get all kinds of molds. They don't have everything on Amazon, but this one they happen to. And I saw someone else had it, and I had to have it because you know how that is. But if you go over to Tracy at Mini Scenes GV, she has a discount code for Boowan Nicole, and it'll save you quite a bit of money. I got the rose mold, the rose jar mold, because we're doing a small little collaboration here at the end of July. We're making all these jars, and you don't want to make it out of polyurethane. You don't want to make it out of resin. You want to make it out of something like the Mix2mold, Resin-Crete, Eco-Pour, Magic Pour, Bowanite, Jasminite, something like that, because there's with a candle, you know, you don't want it to be able to melt with the flame. There's the top. It's very detailed. Got to remember to tap, tap, tap. And I'm sure you've seen this done already with other people, but I want to try something different today. I'm still going to use the Mix2mold. I can find it. Yeah, there it is. I'm still going to use, let me turn it around, the Mix2mold. You can get it at Michael's, but if you're in another country, you cannot get it at Michael's because you don't have a Michael's. But you can use your own brand of whatever it is that you use, the eco-friendly stuff, even though that does not say eco. It's a resin alternative. That's what I like to call all of those, resin alternative. It says on there it's a ceramic resin. But we shall do, this thing is really taped, y'all. They did not want it moving. I saw Miss Coral Marine get hers while she was supposed to be recovering from surgery. She did a pour. Oops, there's something on it. That's okay. We ordered ours the same day, so. And it comes in a casing, a housing, and it's a magnetic housing, so no clips are needed. That's nice. It keeps it shaped that way. And that's the actual mold. You can see somewhat on the side, you can see where the rose petal is right there for the top of it. And this is going to be for a rose scented candle. But what I'm going to try, I've used the Bowanite pigment paste, the black or liquid or whatever it's called. It just says Bowanite black. But it's really good. It's one of the best blacks, or the best black that I've found yet for this type of pour. And I'm going to add some of my Amsterdam Naphthol Red Deep to it because I want to try something a little different. And to the actual powder, I'm going to mix it in before I add my water. I'm going to put some of this white mica powder. Maybe it'll give it a little bit of a sheen. And then in another experiment that I did, I put the glitter down in the bottom of the mold first. Well, I'm going to mix it in and pour it while it's still very liquidy because glitter tends to sink. So I'm hoping that if I pour it in, it sinks to the bottom. It won't have that clumped up where the stuff is not in it. If it does, I can just re-pour it. I'm just going to do it in that part in the top, so I can re-pour that at another time. But I want to try it because this would be really pretty, I think, in there as a little bit of glitz, you know. So we're going to try that. Let me get my stuff out, and I'll be with you in 2 shakes. Okay, so I have scooped out 1.2 cups of the, what is that called? Mix2mold, or 300 milliliters. Which, if you do the math right and you weigh it and everything, I do it by weight with everything else. So this one, hang on. My microphone is over my ear and it got caught in my hair. It equals out to about the same as the 10 to 3 ratio. Because I weighed it before and it's the same amount. So to that, because this is going to be stark white, this might make it a little bit more off-white, I'm going to add a couple of heaping scoops of my white mica powder. And I got this off of Temu, and it's for resin, soap, slime, you know, and it says it's a ceramic resin, so we're going to try it. And I want to mix it in with that first. And get it everywhere. If nothing else, it should give it a pearlescent sheen. Okay, so there's that. And the water, for 1 cup, it's 8 tablespoons. No, it's 6 tablespoons. So this is going to take about 8 tablespoons, if not a little bit more. We're going to add quite a bit. I'm not measuring, but that's what it says. On the instruction sheet and all that comes with it. But I don't do that. Years of culinary experience, I can pretty much guess what something is supposed to look like, you know, by pouring something out. Because when you're in the restaurant industry and you're a chef, you pretty much know how much something is supposed to be, like a cup or a tablespoon or whatever, what have you. Making sure I get all the way to the bottom. Needs a little bit more water. And with all these resin alternatives, it tells you that you can add a little extra water and it won't harm it, but don't add too awfully much, because then you'll have to add some more powder, and then it's a whole thing. It's add some of this, add some of that, add some of this, add some of that. And I'm going to switch to, ooh, I got it all over my arm. I'm going to clean it off first because it still has a little green on it from the last time I used it. I have others. I don't know why I don't just grab another one. Probably because this one is right here beside me. Do y'all tend to do that? There we go. So we're going to retire this because it's already cracked. This is quite a thin one anyway. See, it's already cracked right there. Alright, we're just going to toss that in the garbage. And remember, you don't want to rinse anything of this off or pour any of this stuff down your sink or in your toilet or even in a laundry sink, because it is like a concrete and it will harden in the water when it's dry and it will clog your pipes. You do not want clogged pipes. That is not fun. And it's not cheap. All right, so to this, we're going to add red, which will probably come out pink, which I'm okay with. 2 droppers full of the red, and that's the acrylic ink by Amsterdam. I got it at Hobby Lobby, Hobby Lobby, however you want to say it. And over here, I'm going to put the Bowanite. I put about 10 drops in there quickly. Maybe, probably not. And I'm just going to mix that in. Just go down and scoop from the outside in. And it's going to be gray and pink. And before I add the glitter to it for the top, I'm just going to swirl that around, and I don't see my red anymore. It has been eaten up by the black. That's what I was afraid of. So I will squirt it down in there so it gets down in the bottom. Just give it a little bit of a swirl. There we go. I'm not going to scrape it. Well, I guess I will scrape it off. And then I'm just going to pour it in here. Now, y'all don't need to sit here and watch me watch this dry, so I'm not even going to time lapse it because it takes about 20 to 30 minutes for it to be completely cured enough for me to take it out. And it looks like, from my view, that yes, it is going to have the pearlescent features that I want. And I went overboard. And I made a mess, y'all. This I'm not allergic to. UV resin, I'm allergic to. Okay, so we have a mess going. But while it's in there, I'm going to put this down here so that I can... And up underneath here, it's open. I'm going to do a little squeezing and pinching down here, just so I don't have any trapped air bubbles, we hope. Or I hope. I hope. It's off to work we go. Okay. I'm going to have a lot of cleanup on that, and I already know that. So, for this one, I have quite a bit, and I know it's not going to take all of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour some of it into this base here that I use for all sorts of stuff. It's also a Boowan Nicole mold. May as well make sure I got all that out. And then I'm going to add my glitter. This is quite a bit of glitter. It's 1/3 of a cup, so I'm just going to dump it all and hope that it works. Hope that it works right for me. You know what? I'm going to pour this back in there, which is okay because I like to make layered stuff. I'm trying a new technique that I'm coming up with this stuff, so which I just roll it around, make sure the whole thing's covered, and just let it set up. Oh, but we're doing this project today. That's right. It needs just a little bit more water because it's starting to set. There we go. That's better. That's better. Just a little squeak. I have used the crud out of that Boowan Nicole, the Bowanite, pigment, and it's still going strong. Alright, so we're going to try it. I'm going to pour it in there, and then we're just going to let it set. A little bit at first. Tap it out to get the, oh, let's not put that there, to get all the air bubbles out. There's nowhere to squeeze underneath, so I'm just going to pull it apart. Okay, well that's about as many air bubbles as I'm going to be able to get out, if they get out. Top it off and hope for the best. Now we can pour the rest back in here. So I didn't need to swirl that around because it worked. All right, so that was way too much. 1.2 cups, or 1 1/4 cup rather, is a little too much for that mold. So I'm thinking next time maybe just a cup. And no, I don't mean just a cuppa for my friends over across the pond and my friends in Australia. No, I don't mean a cuppa. Because I wouldn't drink this. And for those of you that don't know, a cuppa is a cup of tea. It's starting to get really thick now. Like I said, if the top doesn't work, it's not a big deal. I can always just try to make another top. I'm going to let that sit there, and I'm going to move these over here to my level table, and then I'm going to clean that up, and I will see you when they are cured. And with the miracle of pause, we are done. Okay, so I'm going to take the big one out first. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to take this one out first because this was an extra pour, which it's fine because I can paint over the top, and I didn't, oh, I had stuff down in there still. Guess I should have checked that first. Huh. There. Now it won't cause any more air bubbles. But it's okay. It's not a big deal. Those little air bubbles are nothing. Okay. That one's done. It's got an out. That's just one of their, that's their hurricane lamp or tea light, windproof light candle holder thing. Yeah. They got it. And they have the replacement globes for it too, which a lot of companies don't sell replacement pieces. And don't forget the colors that I used for Amsterdam acrylic ink and Naphtha Red Deep, and Boowan pigment in black, and then the mica powder was from Temu. But it does have kind of a pearly look to it, so that's pretty cool. Okay, now for the big one. And it's all nice and clean. I had a little clean while I was waiting. Roll it down. Nice and squishy mold to roll down. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Roll that mold on down. Roll. Oh, and it gave me the red that I wanted. Oh, and it does have a sheen. I don't know if the camera can. Yeah, you can, it is. It's picking up that pearl sheen. That's pretty cool. Now we know. That was the mold. It really was. Promise. And then turn that right side out, put it back in here, and I can put this both all back in the box. Oh, that's pretty. It's got the little rolled edge on it. There's that part. Sit that back there. And here we go for the top. Now I don't have, you know, if it doesn't come out, it doesn't come out. And you can't see any of the glitter, but it's in there. It's there anyway. Just a couple of little air bubbles that I didn't get out right there at the top under the lip, but the top is pretty. It'll work. I got one little air bubble right there, and it goes on here. a certain way, and I will find that way. Just keep turning it until it fits. There we go. And there's my rose. Two-tone gray with red, and it's actually quite pretty, I think, and it's shimmery. This will make a beautiful little candle holder. I'll probably do this one several dozen times in different colors. Maybe some terracotta, because that terracotta that I found worked really good. And there we go. Well, that's my sharing for today, my project for today. I want to thank you all for joining me, and if you can make one person laugh or smile every day, then your day has been worthwhile. And I hope someone at least got a little something out of this, now that we know that we can put mica powder in there and get a pearl look. Once it's dry, I will glaze it and see what it looks like on the outside, and I'll seal it on the inside with wax, because I am going to pour candle in there anyway, so it'll have wax in it. But that's really pretty, and you can get this from Amazon or go straight to Bowanite. It's Boowan Nicole, Bowennicole, and it comes with the housing. So with that being said, thank you guys, and have a wonderful day. Bye.